In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Togi Entertainment or its partners.
Motherhood Incorporated proudly presents Military Mom Talk Radio live on TogiNet.com. Co-hosted by Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, the owner of Motherhood Incorporated. Military Mom Talk Radio is here with a powerful platform for women to discuss their ideas, issues, and concerns with respect to the military lifestyle. Military Mom Talk Radio encourages you to share your experiences of being a military wife and mother. This show is dedicated to educating your family about the many resources that are available in both the public and private sector, and we'll be sharing helpful information from women all over the world. We'll cover everything military, from helping a family member cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, to navigating government programs dealing with family issues, to the struggles of deployment, along with being a working mother both in and out of the home. This is Military Mom Talk Radio, and here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Robin Boyd, and we've got a great show today. We're going to welcome Dr. Kevin Hull. He is a clinical counselor. He's got a couple books that he's written. He has a private practice specializing in working with kids, adolescents, and their families. And his books have to do with emotional disturbances, Asperger's syndrome, and growing and creating relationships on the autism spectrum. So we're going to visit with him. Then we're going to go on to Linda Jefferson of GoArmyHomes. That is a home relocation service that is dedicated to our soldiers and their families when they're relocating to a new duty station, and there's lots of resources that we're going to talk to Linda about today. And then finally, we're going to round out the show with our fitness coach, Autumn Arnold. And she is a single mom of 2 small children, and she had depression, fatigue, heartburn, high blood pressure. She's not only started her own program, but she started her own company to help the rest of us find the healthy approach to setting realistic goals and getting our weight down, and more importantly, being healthy. So, Robin, we've got a lot going on today.
It is a lot going on, but it's always exciting because, you know, there's always something new that we take away from every single show, and that's what empowers me and gets me just really revved up and so excited. We have so many interesting things to talk about.
We do. I'd like to share with something that's going on with one of our favorite charities, Operation Gratitude. It's a program called Pictures for Patriots Greeting Card Contest.
Oh,
and
awesome.
Isn't that cool? This is a contest open to students kindergarten through 12, and they are going to be submitting, and if you go on to the website, operationgratitude.com or opgrat.com, you can download a format, a greeting card template, and it's just a greeting card. You can enter as often as you wish, and you need to get your entries in. There's a place to mail them into Simi Valley, California. But there's some great prizes out there. They get, bracelets. You get a March to a Million dog tag. And what's really fun about this, Rob, is that they send care packages to all branches of the military, and the original artwork is going to be put in these boxes, so you can't lose. You can either win a prize. Exciting. You can be, the one selected for their annual, holiday greeting card, but you can't lose.
That's so fantastic. And if anybody hasn't done so, go to Operation Gratitude, and I should say their Facebook page, and friend their Facebook page or like it, and get in seeing some of the pictures that they keep posting of all of the troops receiving their packages. It's just so wonderful, but it really sort of makes it full circle. It's wonderful to donate, and it's wonderful to know that you're doing something for somebody who's fighting for our freedom, but then to be able to turn around and see those smiling faces and those troops holding those boxes with the biggest grins, that's just priceless.
They are, and they hold up these handmade cards. And, we've talked about this before, Rob, but this is a great use for all of the wonderful artwork that your kids come home with from school.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They can be easily retrofitted into a greeting card, or just put a little message to our military personnel. And there's a great hint on the website that, a lot of people say, thank you, soldiers. Well, soldiers are specific to the Army. And so we ask people when they retrofit homework or they send in these cards to use words like heroes or warriors or patriots or brave Americans, because those words can be used for all branches. And we don't want to give a card to a soldier who's really a Marine. We want to get that right. And since we don't know who these cards are going to at the time they're created, we can use those words, heroes, warriors, patriots, and brave Americans.
And it gives such much more meaning to both sides. It shows our honor, and it gives us that realization that these people are doing such an amazing service for our country.
Absolutely. Now, there's something else that's going in Operation Gratitude gift boxes to the troops. That would be our Girl Scout cookies. And, Robin, you've got the handle on what's going on with the Girl Scout cookies, and you gave some pretty amazing numbers to me because you are part of the Girl Scouts program in respect to the cookie drive.
I am. I serve right now as a product sales coordinator for the Green and White Mountain Council, and I am covering all of the state of New Hampshire and Vermont right now. So far, and I should say so far because our campaign is not complete yet. We're still just kicking off our booth sales. We just had our major delivery out here this past Saturday, and the cookie sale does take place a couple of times of the year in various parts of the country. So some people have already had their deliveries and booth sales, and some people are just getting ready. But we're almost at 1.2 million boxes sold so far in our particular council. And we do have something called a gift of caring. And if you personally don't want the cookies, or you do want some cookies, but you want some cookies to go to the military, you can select gift of caring. And most likely the charities, either that the troop is participating with or the council, will have an Operation Cookie Drop in their council. And those cookies go right over to the troops, and some of them do go to Operation Gratitude, and some of them do go to the local bases if your council is near a local base. So it's a wonderful thing. And I have to say, so many times people just get all excited about Girl Scout cookies just for the fact of the Girl Scout cookies. But I guess I want to give a little plug, and I'll probably ask for a little bit more time when we get toward March, because that's when our national anniversary is. But one of the things about the cookie sale is that it is teaching girls business skills. We're talking about goal setting, decision making, money management. We're talking people skills. I mean, they have to go up to a stranger and say, would you like to buy a box of cookies? And sometimes that's pretty difficult for a little kid. And they're also learning essential business ethics, which are essential to leadership, to success, and to any endeavor that they're going to go on toward in life. Many of the successful business women today in our country have statistically reported back that their beginnings of a sense of business have come from the Girl Scout cookie sale.
And
so
you know what
I'm
I like about the cookie sale, Rob, is that the money, and we're not going to get into exactly how many dollars of everything goes for and what. But what I liked about it is sometimes with some of the promotion things I see with the school stuff, it's like a regular priced item with just money tacked on, and only the proceeds, go to the school. But in this case, the proceeds are split three ways, which I think is very interesting.
Well, you have to have a wholesale cost. Obviously, the bakers need to have their cost of producing the product. And then the council itself gets a portion of the box cost, and then the troops and the girls themselves get a portion of that cost, and it roughly ends up about a third. But what the girls are able to do with the proceeds that they earn are all of the trips that they go on. Some of these kids are traveling all over the country. Some of them travel to Europe. We have 4 locations across the world that girls are welcomed at. We have one in London. We have one in Sangam, India. We have one in Mexico, Cuernavaca, and we have one in Switzerland. And all of these locations are places to have girls meet, join, do service projects, and extend world leadership for the future. I'm totally empowered. I really am. And I am very, very fond of this organization, and I strongly encourage people to look beyond the box and see what else a Girl Scout cookie can do.
It is. I mean, I think it's an amazing program. The Girl Scouts have been around, what was it, a 100-year anniversary last year?
We just had our 100th. Yep, 1912 was our first year. In 1913, we were actually called Girl Scouts, and we're the only country that calls ourselves Girl Scouts, where everywhere else in the world, they are called Girl Guides.
Really? We're the only Girl
Yes.
Scouts because of the Boy Scouts?
Not necessarily because of the Boy Scouts, but we adopted our sort of philosophy from the Boy Scouts. When our founder was in Europe, she met the Baden-Powells, who founded the Boy Scouts over there. She came home and decided that America needed something unique, and of that same light, she decided that our girls needed a way to make a difference in our country and be stronger citizens, and that was the beginning of our Girl Scout program.
So why are they the Girl Guides then in other countries?
It was started as a Girl Guide elsewhere, and there was Girl Guides before there were Girl Scouts, and I do think that we wanted that distinction. It was not it probably was something to do with Boy Scouts, and so she therefore decided Girl Scouts, but I'll have to give you a more clear answer on that one. That's one of the trivias that I guess in all of my 30-some-odd years, 37 years as a member, I'll have to get that a little more clarified.
Well, it's very interesting. You know what? We are getting ready, Robin, to go to commercial break. This is Military Mom Talk Radio. We can be found on the .com by the same name, MilitaryMomTalkRadio.com. When we come back after the break, we are going to welcome Autumn Arnold. We were going to bring Dr. Kevin Hull on. We called him, but his receptionist took down our number. They're going to call us back, so we're going to bring him on later in the show. It's always fun to do live radio, so we're going to bring Autumn Arnold on when we're back from the break. She's our fitness counselor.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Homeschooling? Have questions? Get your pen and paper ready. It's the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Fridays at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com. After a handsome blue-eyed Texan fell in love with Vivian at the Victoria Station in London, she found herself at DFW Airport with a tiny suitcase and a snazzy little duffel bag. Well, 25 years later, she is now happily married to that blue-eyed cowboy. They have 4 grown children ages 24 to 18 who became willing guinea pigs when she unwittingly stumbled upon the world of homeschooling. Wildflower Academy flourished for 15 years. They survived and thrived, and you can too. Vivian will be covering a wide range of issues that face homeschoolers. What do you do with kids in the summer? How to set up your one-room schoolhouse? How obedience is paramount? And what to do with those snakes? Plus, you'll be sharing ideas and insights that she gleaned from other homeschoolers. So join us for an engaging hour with the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Friday afternoons at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com. Connect with Juliana and connect with what lies beneath. Friday afternoons at 4, 3 Central on TogiNet.com. Juliana is certified as a life coach who wants people to connect. Connect with what lies beneath, those truths and answers. And through her counseling practice, she has helped others find their personal power and fulfill their dreams. And she wants to do the same for you here on Connect with Juliana. Through intimate discussions, intriguing subject matters, and the expertise of her guests. For more on Juliana and her show, check out her website, connectwithjuliana.com. Juliana will cover it all. Nothing is off limits. She wants to know what matters to you. Make the connection. Tune in to TogiNet to connect with Juliana to find out the facts that could be hidden beneath the surface. Connect with Juliana on TogiNet to make a quality connection in your life. Friday afternoons at 4, 3 Central on TogiNet.com.
We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the VX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hi, Military Moms. This is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we have up right now our I always get it wrong. I call her our fitness coach, but she's actually a wellness coach. I always think of fitness when it comes to this, Rob, because really I know it's so important to think about your health, but we all want to be thinner. We all want to be stronger. So,
hi, guys. How are you doing?
Hi, Adam.
I wanted to talk a little bit about digestive health today, because, you know, a lot of people suffer from digestive issues, but really don't, and they don't just come out and talk about it. So if you have a friend that comes up to you, they're not going to come and ask you, or you're not going to tell them, oh, how'd you poop today? So, yeah.
So one of the things that, with respect to digestion, what does that have to do with losing weight?
Well, digestive issues can affect your weight, your energy, immune, skin issues, a lot of aspects, especially, and those are really, really, really important to a lot of people. So a lot of self-esteem and, other issues there that are going on. So if you have a really backed up and poor digestive system, it's going to affect your weight, your skin, and those things, you're going to be more reserved, you're going to be more self-conscious. So digestion is really, really important when it comes to weight loss.
Autumn, what's your take on a lot of these probiotic yogurts and whatnot right now that are on the market? Is it a lot of hype, or is there really something to it?
I don't, you know what? Probiotics are really, really important, especially after you've taken an antibiotic. You want to replace that immediately with a probiotic, but not necessarily in a high sugary, yogurt. If you're going to go more Greek yogurt, then that's fantastic. But I would better recommend you go, and get a tablet or a capsule, something that you keep in the refrigerator, and then you can put it in juice and add it to anything like that. So in our product line, we do have a probiotic that has fiber mixed in with it to help everything flush out and put the good bacteria back in your system. But if you are all backed up, you're not even going to be able to absorb the good bacteria that's going in. So first is to get you cleaned out before you start a program or a routine.
So what's the difference between Greek yogurt and the regular yogurt, other than the Greek yogurt's like thick and tastes like glue?
The Greek yogurt has more good bacteria in it, and it's just processed differently. So, I believe it's not made out of cow's milk, but I would have to double check that. We have a product. It's called Beverage Mix, and it's got like 15 grams of protein in it. So I like to buy the plain yogurt, and I put my powder in that. It's also a liquid that I can make into like a popsicle for the kids over the summer, so it's healthy for them. And because, again, even if you get the high sugary Greek yogurts, the ones that you can actually choke down, they still, they're really high in sugar. So you got to be careful with that sugar. I'm one that's always against sugar as much as possible.
It almost tastes like sour cream to me. It's that tart.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to find something good to put in it, but digestive problems they can be from anywhere from, heartburn to indigestion, constipation, IBS, and it ranges, from some either just being annoying, and just irritating in your life to debilitating for some people. So you got to get it cleaned out. What we have in our intestines is called villi, and they're like little microscopic follicles that are supposed to be free-flowing and absorbing all of your nutrition. But when those are down, and I mean stress, poor nutrition, breathing the air, those things all make your villi in like shortened, cut-off fingers. So they're not flowing, they're not absorbing anything. So you got to get a villi support. And we have a product called the Cell Activator, and it goes in. It's actually made out of a certain type of mushroom, a shiitake mushroom, and it goes through and cleans out your villi so that when we do give you herbs and supplements and protein shakes and that sort of thing to give you good nutrition, you're actually absorbing it. And what also comes along with that is if you do have somebody who's on medication, they'll find if they have high blood pressure that then all of a sudden they're starting to have low blood pressure because they're actually absorbing the medication that they're taking in. So, of course, we send them to the doctor so that they can get their dosage lowered.
Now,
when we have, go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to ask, I read about these cleanses online and, the fruits and vegetables, and they have you, eating, no meat, for 10 days. Is that beneficial from that villi standpoint? Or, you're all gummed up because you're living, the current lifestyle here. What are some things you can do from a whole health standpoint? Does working out help? Does, eating more vegetables help? What can help your body?
Well, for the villi, nothing will clean the villi unless you're doing a really, really harsh cleanse. The ones where it's like you just have to sit by the toilet the whole day, and those are terrible. But unless you're taking an actual villi support that's specifically designed to attack that part of your body, so to speak, to clean it out, there's really nothing that you can do, but you can increase your fiber. The average person takes in less than half of the recommended daily fiber intake because we're not eating fruits and vegetables. We're not eating, we're just eating really, really badly in today's society.
That was going to be my next question, Autumn. We're living in such a fast-paced world, and sometimes if we're on a move, military families are constantly getting moved from one place to another, and families just move. What are some of the things that we know are going to be stable, nutritious elements of our diet that are sort of bar none, got to make sure you get them? We might eat crazy elsewhere, but what are some of the things that we really, really do need, bar none, in our diet every day or at least every week?
Protein, fiber, and antioxidants.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because if you're getting those villi cleaned out, which I can help people do, you are then able to absorb your antioxidants because, again, a junked-up intestinal system is going to create immune issues, and that's because you're not absorbing your antioxidants because your antioxidants, obviously boost your immune system. We have a lot more people that are sick, It's just an overall, and that's the hardest part because you can go to the grocery store and buy all your fruits and vegetables, and you're on this great kick. Then 3 to 4 days later, you fall off of it, and then you throw all of your food in the trash. So I don't rely on actual food. I take supplementation, which is what I recommend to my clients, to my family, my friends. I have a friend who had severe asthma, and her entire life, allergies, chronic, across the board, asthma attack every single January of her life. I remember being in the hospital with her. And I got her started on some of our immune products, but we had to go through and cleanse her intestines first. She's always had digestive issues, and now she can go running without being glued to her inhaler. So it's really, digestion is number one if you're going into any product, any type of results as far as weight, being sick all the time, you start with the digestion first. I don't know why I have a hard time with that word.
We know what you mean. Well, and I think, too, a lot more marketing has been centered around antioxidants. It's really becoming sort of a buzzword, and there are so many products that are claiming to be high in antioxidants, and I'm hoping that what is written on the label is true. I have to say it takes me forever to get through the grocery store because I'm forever reading the labels. I read every single label before it goes into my cart, and I'm trusting that the labels are correct. But it's really interesting when you read those little ingredients down at the bottom, not even just saying, okay, well, this is kind of low in calories or this is kind of low in sodium. And of course, I have such an issue with sodium. But then you start reading some of those little ingredients down at the bottom and you're saying, whoa, why is this in this product? A lot of it's governed,
it's governed by the government. So even things that are going to be organic are going to have some questionable things in there, but that's just because the government says you can't put a label on that unless it has this in it. So, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. But reading labels is really important. You just want to always make sure that you're going towards that organic label because that's going to be the most true label out there. But I also want to go and just do a really quick switch over here. We're going to be, for those people who are really trying to lose weight or know if anybody else is losing weight, I'm really excited because we usually do weight loss challenges that are kind of like the Biggest Loser. But we're going to, usually they're face-to-face challenges with one class a week, but we're actually going to be starting an online weight loss challenge. So the only obligation to the person is to pay $35 for the challenge, which gets paid to the winners at the end, is to take a picture of their scale and send it to me every Thursday. It's going to be. It starts March 7th. So we're really excited about that.
Well, how can we get in on that? Where should people go if they'd like to be a part of this?
I would say the easiest way would be to email me at autumn@coachvitality.com. I'm not sure if there's some way we can list that on your site as well. And then I can email all the other information to anybody who's interested. I'm so excited about it. You have no idea.
Oh, that's wonderful. So let's repeat it again. It's autumn, as in the season, at coachvitality.com. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful. Autumn, you always enlighten us, and I'm so excited to learn so much more about all of this. And I'm really excited about this challenge because I think if anybody needs that little boost, it's always fun to do it with somebody else. So Autumn, Arnold, thanks so much for bringing that to light and getting us on the right track digestively and every other way.
Thanks for having me again.
Thanks, Autumn. Coming up next, we have Linda Jefferson with us. She is the founder and the inspiration for GoArmyHomes. And if you have never been a part of GoArmyHomes, you'll want to check it out. Be back in a moment on Military Mom Talk Radio.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Everyday Autism Miracles with Shannon Penrod. Friday afternoons at 2, 1 Central on TogiNet.com. Life after an autism spectrum diagnosis doesn't have to be difficult. It can be joyful, happy, and filled with hope. Join Shannon Penrod, author, speaker, coach, and mom of a 6-year-old recovering from autism for this inspirational hour of hope. She's even authored a series of children's autism books with her son, Jim. For more information about the books, Shannon, and Everyday Autism Miracles, go to her website, shannonpenrod.com. From there, you can also get to her other websites, blogs, and connections. On Everyday Autism Miracles, you'll hear stories from parents whose children have made miraculous strides. You'll also get the inside dish on therapies, treatments, supplements, and how to get funding to help you afford them. Miracles abound in the autism community, so tune in for Everyday Autism Miracles to listen, share, laugh, and surround yourself with hope. Everyday Autism Miracles with Shannon Penrod. Friday afternoons at 2, 1 Central on TogiNet.com. Join us for Self-Aid Success Stories with Helen Wu. Wednesday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com. Helen Wu was born and raised in San Francisco's Chinatown, and after a very difficult upbringing, fighting depression, abuse, and addictions, she finally finds herself genuinely happy inside and out. Helen believes in taking our positive thinking and doing something positive to achieve a positive outcome. She's here to make a positive difference in your life, to be your game changer, your aha moment mentor. She's ready to help both men and women get into a better place. Helen Wu is also the author of Self-Aid Success Stories, 25 Success Stories from Successful Entrepreneurs. Inspired by Ellen DeGeneres, Helen wants the world to know that just because we find ourselves in a difficult situation doesn't mean we have to stay there. We can aid ourselves to a better life. So join us for Self-Aid Success Stories with Helen Wu, Wednesday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hi, Military Moms. This is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd. And for those of you who missed the earlier segments today, you can pick up our rebroadcast on iTunes. You can download them as a podcast. You can check them out at militarymomtalkradio.com. You can also find all of our early broadcasts, 140 of them, from TogiNet.com, our host station. I don't know where you're picking up our broadcast today, but wherever you are, we are all over the net, and we are helping military families by giving them the power of information. Our next guest coming up is from GoArmyHomes. GoArmyHomes is a specialized real estate company that dedicates itself and educates itself in the specific needs of the military family. Now, whether you've moved once or you haven't moved at all or you've moved 15 times, a company like GoArmyHomes can really make the difference in your PCS move to relocate to a new duty station. And I'm going to invite Linda Jefferson. She is the owner and the creator of GoArmyHomes. She herself is a many-generation Army family. She's Army family friendly, and she has a son, Kyle, who's serving in the U.S. Army. So she knows a little bit about moving, a little bit about families. Linda, what is the hardest thing that a military family faces the first time they PCS to a new duty station?
Well, Sandra, I think, and I don't personally know, but what I hear is imagine just being told, okay, you have to go here, and knowing nothing about that place. And you have 10 days to find suitable housing for your family. That's all that they pay for you to find housing. And that's just not enough time if you don't know what you're looking for, you know nothing about that community, and you don't find someone who's willing to give their time and energy to help orient you to that location that you're going to. So that's what
now,
we're
what
all
about
about.
School? I mean, you're supposed to get your kids in school within 10 days. What if you have 3 kids, a kindergartner, elementary school, or, middle school or high school? Is something, does GoArmyHomes help the whole family?
Yes, what we want to do, as soon as you get your orders and you know that you're going to that duty station, we want you to contact us. We want to be your eyes and ears on the ground at that new location. We want to give you all the information you need to know, whether it's child care, it's what type of schools, what area you want to be in. Do your children have special needs that you need to make sure that you're moving into a community or a neighborhood that specializes with a school for that? We want to do the legwork for you so that when you get to that location, you just transition right in to your new community. We want you to be as familiar with the community you're going to as the one you just left. And sometimes that can take years for you to figure things out, and we want to help you do that within a matter of 10 days when you get here.
Now,
That's
I've noticed on the Go Army Home website, there's a lot of neat features that help the military personnel with their transition by not just looking at neighborhoods, but there's other resources on there. There's the PCS relocation resource alone is something that can help people.
Yeah, there are several tools that we have on our website. Everything on our website was created by military folks. We enlisted people who know the ins and outs of what it's like to move. There is a PCS moving checklist on there that was created by a lady that had, I believe, 22 moves with the military under her belt. The little things that you forget about when you're getting ready to move. And it's everything from making sure you have your children's shot records to paints and flammables, what to do with those when you're getting rid of them, and what to pack and what not to pack. There's so much information on there, and we've made that available to you because we want it to be a smooth transition.
Now, what's the difference between your relocation coach program and a home readiness program?
Both of them offer basically the same service, but what the coach program is, we're going to be your mentor. You're going to get with us. We're going to video chat. We're going to talk on the phone. We're going to email, and we're going to say, okay, what is it that you need? Do you need to know about the local churches? Do you need to know about the schools? We just really want to get you ready. Now, home readiness is, I know that I'm going to purchase. I know that I'm ready to go, and here's what I'm looking for. So we act as the person that sends you videos of your home, of potential home. It's basically the same service. Both of them are very in depth, and both of them are to help you get ready to move.
And Linda, can you tell me one of the success stories that you've had recently with one of your PCS moves to you're in Fort Sill, right? Fort Sill, Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm at Fort Sill. We've had several. I had a couple call me, and it was really rough. They had gotten, it's a very odd situation, but it doesn't happen all the time. They were brand new in the military, had originally received their orders to go to another location, got there. Of course, I don't believe that they followed exact protocol, but they were brand new. Got to the other location, got deposits set up, and then discovered that they were actually being PCS to Fort Sill. When they got here, they were stuck in barracks that were not as family friendly as they should be. He called me. They were upset. Very young couple. What I did is I called in some of my contacts at the post, and we got them swept out of there, taken care of them within a matter of a day. We had them set up here. They had no money. As you can imagine, they had spent their money at the other place, and then to get here, they were basically sitting with no money. We stuck them in a hotel, and I have a very great friend. She did it pro bono, no money, and for the couple of days it took us to transition them to a new home. And that's just what we do. We just go that little extra step. When it was over with, they said, I can't believe someone helped us like this. And, what do we owe you? You don't owe us anything. Just refer us to someone else that we can help. That's why I created this company. I watched my son and my daughter-in-law make moves, and it's difficult. And they need someone on their side when they're making these moves.
Now, how far does your network reach? I know it's growing all the time. So how far does Go Army Homes reach out?
Our ultimate goal is to be in all military installations. Right now, I'm not sure of the numbers, but we can help you as far as Hawaii. If you're going to Hawaii, we have a fantastic specialist there. Fort Bragg, Fort Carson. If you go on the map, it'll highlight who is active and who's ready to go. Everyone is screened. These companies know that they're going to have to give extra service when they get a lead from GoArmyHomes, and that's part of being a part of our team. If we don't think that you're doing a good job, we're not going to keep you, and they know that. So we are, no matter where you're going, contact us, and I will do the research personally to make sure if we don't have a location set up and ready to go there, I will personally make sure that I get you with someone that I feel will take care of you, and I will personally oversee what's going on with you.
I was going to ask also, once somebody has possibly been there, done that, and they're deciding that maybe real estate might be an interesting career for them to take up, are they able to call you and perhaps once they become realtors to be able to become a part of the GoArmyHome network?
As a matter of fact, I just had a lady who is a part of our team in Hawaii, and she will be moving to Fort Bragg. I have already gotten her in contact with that location, and she is going to come on as a specialist there. So, absolutely. If you have experience and you know what it takes to move, we are always looking to recruit new realtors in this profession. It's amazing the lack of knowledge that a lot of our industry has when it comes to that. We know the ins and outs of moving people, but the military is a whole nother unique, it's a unique community of people that Definitely. I don't feel has ever been taken care of or had anyone take enough time to realize what it takes to be a military family moving.
It's definitely specialized, and it's amazing to know that you have taken this time to put this kind of a network together. Just absolutely remarkable. So we're so proud to have you here and all of what you are doing. Sandra, did you have one final goodbye for Linda before we close out the segment?
No, just thanks, Linda, for always being you. Thank you for coming up with the idea for GoArmyHomes to help our military families. I know that was spawned on your own desire to help your own family, and as always, the military takes care of its own. So thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Robin.
Okay, you guys, when we come back from the break, we're going to welcome Dr. Kevin Hull. Now, Dr. Kevin Hull is an autism specialist. He wrote a book that we want to talk about bridge building and creating connection and relationships between parents and children and adolescents on the autism spectrum, and why this is so important for the military family. It was only in August of last year, just a few months ago, that the judge ordered TRICARE to expand autism therapy. And I'm going to cover more about that and what that means to the military family when we come back. But Kevin's book gives an alternative to traditional treatment if you can't afford it or your TRICARE won't cover it.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Second chances. We all deserve them. And we are all worthy of them. Second Chances. With your host, Midge Noble. Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central on TogiNet is like coming home to warm, fresh baked cookies, a hug from Grandma, or an enthusiastic greeting from your dog. Second Chances, hosted by Midge Noble, a licensed professional counselor, is affirming, warm, genuine, validating, and thought-provoking. Second Chances is a place to be heard, a place to laugh, a place to cry, and a place to be seen. For more on Midge and Second Chances, check out MidgeNobleSecondChances.com. Then be a part of a show that will change how you think, how you feel, and what you do. Give yourself the gift of second chances and see where it will take you. So take a deep breath, open your heart, open your mind, and join host Midge Noble for Second Chances. Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
Mobile is the future, and the future is now. Listen in each week, Tuesdays 4 to 5 Central, to Brilliant Mobile Marketing with your host, Mobile Mary, as we simplify the hottest marketing channel, mobile marketing, and share secrets on how you can use mobile to be more brilliant, be more profitable, and have more fun in your industry. Join us each week to learn from brilliant business leaders on how to simply and easily capture a list of raving fans and turn them into loyal customers. This show will help business owners, authors, and speakers realize their own brilliance by tapping into the insights of fellow brilliant business leaders. We will also showcase brilliant tools, both traditional and digital, that will make you more brilliant in everything you do. Don't miss your date with Brilliant Mobile Marketing and your host, Mobile Mary, America's mobile marketing expert, as she shares her success strategies every Tuesday from 4 to 5 Central on the Rockstar Radio Network.
We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hi, Military Moms. This is Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd, and we're going to talk about this segment. We're going to talk about what's going on in TRICARE, and we're going to bring on Dr. Kevin Hull, a clinical counselor who has a lot of experience with autism. Now, in August of this past year, a federal judge ruled that TRICARE must cover autism for children of military retirees, but reimbursement for the treatment, which is called Applied Behavioral Analysis, or ABA, could be years away while the issue remains tied up in court. Now, this ruling made by Judge Reggie Walton of the U.S. District Court of the District of Columbia could broaden the ABA coverage for active duty dependents, considering it a medical treatment that would fall under TRICARE's basic program. Unfortunately, ABA therapy is paid for under the Extended Healthcare Option Program in TRICARE, which is only available to active duty personnel, and reimbursement for this intensive therapy, which teaches and reinforces behavior skills, stops when the active duty TRICARE sponsor retires. Now, though autism activists really are hailing the decision as a big milestone, what that means for military families is that reimbursements and treatments could be a long time away. And with the cuts in the military, we know that a lot of our military families are struggling. So we have brought on Dr. Kevin Hull, who wrote an autism book for parents, something that you can use that if you can't afford or you're not in a base area that has treatment available, that you can do some things to help your kids. And I think this is really important, Kevin. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me, Sandra, and hello, Robin.
Hi. So, Kevin, give us a little bit about your background, and then let's go talk about your book, especially the bridge building, creating connection and relationships between parents and children and adolescents in the autism spectrum. What makes you qualified to write this book?
Well, for the past 13 years, I've worked with children and adolescents and families on the autism spectrum, and I was trained in play therapy, and so when I began working with these young people, I started using play as a way to connect with them and emphasizing the relationship. And so over the years, I've gone to many trainings, and all of my focus has been on really taking what's in the literature, but then also applying a practical counseling approach. And the way this book was born was just simply, I was always in the position of giving parents encouragement and fighting despair and fighting discouragement. And I just kept finding many parents felt disconnected from their kids. They were just simply managing them. And maybe because the child wasn't so verbal, or was so engrossed in video games or some other passion that the parent didn't really understand. The parent assumed, well, I just can't connect with my young person. And so the book was born out of just simply that passion that we as parents are our children's greatest teachers that they will ever have. And giving parents of kids on the spectrum hope that they do make a difference, they do matter, and that their relationship is key in promoting healing and social skills, and also helping the young person find a niche in the real world where they can fit.
Now, when you say play, that sounds so funny to me. Are we talking about playing games? Are we talking about pretend play, dress up? I don't understand what the connection is with play and therapy.
Well, play therapy is basically the whole gist of it is accepting the child where they are, for who they are, and allowing their specified interest, whether that's Legos, whether that's video games, to come out, and then joining them in the play. And what happens is it's really a brain chemistry thing. When people play, you shift out of the sympathetic nervous system state of fight or flight, and you go into parasympathetic, which is feeling safe and feeling secure. That's why every human being on the planet is drawn to doing what they like to do, because it makes us feel safe. And so even young people on the spectrum, they're often triggered by things simply that they don't feel safe. And so through play and through connection, we can really help these kids, and the parents can be, they can achieve this. And that's the hope that I have, is that parents can see themselves as in the therapy role, as helping their child grow and helping them figure out who they are and adapt to the world around them.
And that's by forging a connection. I mean, we all have kids, obviously it's military mom, so we all have
right.
kids, and we all know how happy our kids are. Like when I go in and watch my kid play Wii, or, I go look at the Minecraft game that my son, you're right, it does promote well-being, but when you actively join in with your kids, like, building Thomas train tracks when they're little, you are correct, Kevin, that you create a different bond with your kid and a different trust level. And is that something that helps them be the best they can be?
Absolutely, because that then, once they have that sense of safety, they can grow. And the growth results in a sense of self-confidence and risk-taking behaviors. And I don't mean risk-taking like, hanging out the sunroof of a car, but taking a risk such as, I might want to try out for band. Or, there's a group of kids over there, and I think I might want to go and say hi to them and see what they're up to. For kids on the spectrum, while those things seem small to neurotypical folks like us, those are huge things for these young people. And the idea is that based on the connection they have with the parent, that they can then grow and expand their circle and try new things.
Right, and then building those connections. So when you talk about, the title of your book is Bridge Building by Dr. Kevin Hull, where can we find it, and what can we expect from reading it?
Well, it's available through Amazon.com. It's available on BarnesandNoble.com, any of the traditional book sites. What I'm really excited about this book is that it's very affordable. It's only $13.99. A lot of the families I work with are struggling financially, and I'd love to be able to give them something that's, easily affordable. The book is written for parents of children as well as adolescents. I talk about the basic barriers that kids on the spectrum typically have in making relationships and how parents can overcome those. For instance, I work with a lot of single moms, And, for a boy who's into Minecraft, a lot of moms go, I don't get it. And I tell the mom, you don't have to play it. Just sit there. Just watch it. Learn about it. Read about it. Pretend you're Jacques Cousteau examining a brand new world, and you're going to glean every bit of knowledge you can. That's the first step to connection. Adolescents who listen to music or watch shows that the parents really, I don't get it. You don't have to get it. Let the young person teach you. It's a different mindset. And then I have a chapter for techniques on building connection with children as well as adolescents. And the last chapter of the book is about discipline, how to sustain connection and relationship through the application of appropriate consequences. One thing that parents struggle with kids on the spectrum is what is behavior that needs consequences and what is just spectrum stuff, I call it. A child might be having a tantrum, but that doesn't necessarily mean the kid is making wrong choices or needs a consequence for that. It may simply be mom tried to run too many errands, and this kid is tired and triggered, and he doesn't feel safe in going to one more place, and so he's melting down. And I help the parent walk through a checklist of how they can discern that, and then how to keep the relationship. Even though I've had to discipline my child, how do I restore that relationship? So that's a basic, quick overview of the book. It's not a long book. I love the way it's laid out. It's easy to read, and I purposely wrote it very simply so that parents could grasp the concept quickly.
Well, and Kevin, that's what I liked about this book. That's why I wanted you to come on Military Mom. There's not a lot of services available for families with kids on the autism spectrum. You can give hope. But I will ask that anybody out there listening today who has a kid who's different, and you know what I'm talking about, whether they're on the autism spectrum or not, they might have a little trouble fitting in. They might have some things going on. This is a good book, Kevin, for all parents that have a kid that maybe isn't in the mainstream. And if you're wondering for some great ideas on how to connect, how to reach your kids, how to reach your adolescents, pick up Dr. Kevin Hull's book. It's called it's called Bridge Building, Creating Connection and Relationships Between Parents and Children, Adolescents on the Autism Spectrum. His name is spelled Hull. You're going to want to join us next week when we're going to welcome Dr. Laura Ellick with the Mommy Wellness. We're going to meet up with our good friend Blythe Lippman. She is the author of Baby and Toddler Instructions, and then we're going to bring on author Melissa Bowersock. So you're not going to want to miss next week on Military Mom Talk Radio. Dr. Kevin Hull, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for writing that book and helping our military families have an alternative to traditional therapy.
Well, thank you. It's an honor.